What's happening, racers? Alec here at Performance Bodies to talk about the DRP low drag preload spacers. So I have one here in front of me. As you can see, these bad boys just go right on the spindle, and inside the hub, they're gonna make that hub assembly just spin so much more free than without it. So before I get in that, I just want to touch base with a few things in front of me while you're working on those preloads. Is this Weir's little tool to put in any kind of type of seal, especially on a hub. When you're putting in that seal, if you come up here and look, I'll actually show you, this seal meets right up against this plate, so when you're actually hitting this in, it gives you that little bit of a gap, so you're not going to push this seal in too far, damage the seal or damage the hub, etc., etc. So another thing, DRP, they have their ultra low drag wheel bearing grease. These come in the 50 gram. We have them here ready to go, guys. I recommend you packing your bearings with that low drag stuff. And then another thing is, this is a Willwood metric hub rotor assembly with the long studs. So what that does is it gives you the ability to put that spacer on and still have enough thread to be able to put that wheel on. So let's say you have a bunch of 3-inch offset wheels and you wanted to change the offset. Well, instead of having to get a different wheel, you just throw that spacer on and you're good to go. So what we'll do, guys, is I'm gonna come around to the front here, talk about the spindle and talk about the hub and putting the whole setup on without the preload first, and then we'll move on to showing how much more free it moves with it. All right, now that I'm over here, we're gonna grab that Willwood hub assembly. Already have the inner bearing on there. We're gonna take this one, we're just gonna slide it on and put it on normal. Pop this bad boy in there. See how tight they are. Put this on. And we'll fast forward through me having to screw this bad boy on here. Okay, now that I've snugged that nut up, made this hub tight so there's no slop, no movement, obviously you're good to go on a regular if you just want to do that. And you can see it spins pretty free, but it'll move a lot more free if you put that preload spacer right in there. So basically, guys, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this off, plop this in between the bearings, snug it up, tighten everything down as tight as I possibly can, and you'll see how this little piece right here makes this spin so much more free. All right, so now I took the hub back off, I kept that inner bearing on, now I have my preload spacer. So if you come over here, I'll show you guys. You just slide this bad boy on there. You adjust this you want it to ride up against that bearing right there and be able to move free. Then we'll actually put our hub back on, but then you'll put your bearing and you'll see how when these go, that's snug up there, but it's still able to move free, so that you get that low drag ability. But let me grab the hub real quick and put it back on, and we'll show you how it works. All right, so I got that tightened down with the preload spacer in the vicinity that I think it is. You can see there's no slop. I spin that. It just keeps on spinning. So we could stay in here all day, keep watching it. But guys, obviously, anything that's gonna spin longer has less drag. Anything with less drag on a race car is the better. So I recommend trying out those DRP preload spacers. Now that I have it in there though, there was a little set screw, which I'll show you here in a second. I'm gonna take this back off one more time, and I'm gonna tighten that set screw down. Don't tighten it down too much, but just tighten it down enough where it can't move. Then you'll be set, ready to go. And then you'll put everything back on, tighten it back down as tight as you can, and you'll be golden, ready to race. So I'll take this off. I'll show you that set screw real quick. That set screw Just tighten this down a little bit. Just enough where it won't move now. And you'll be set, ready to go. I'd check that every once in a while when you're doing your regular maintenance on that hub. Just make sure that set screw's set there and this is spaced out the way you want it. But guys, all this stuff that I mentioned, it's on our website, in our catalog. Always give us a call, 1-800-RACING-1, or check all this out at performancebodies.com. Thanks, see you next time.